I just wanted to come on here and make a little video. I usually overthink these things, but I was just looking at the YouTube. I was scrolling through YouTube, and I've been feeling this video coming for a while. It's all about technology and its influence on our psychology and our well-being as individuals and as a collective. It seems pretty clear to me that we are living through a major experiment as far as how these new technologies influence us and how they impact our health and how they impact our cohesion or lack of cohesion as a culture and a people. And in this age of coronavirus, we're getting a huge crash course in this. We just went, it's like we took a huge leap into cyberspace, right? Everyone got locked in their homes, everyone's screen time went up. People are starting to come back out and find some more balance, but collectively it feels like the internet and the screen time, that we were already on this path of getting more and more immersed in the cyber realms, and now we're just here. This is just where we live now. We live in cyberspace. And I was scrolling through YouTube and I just found myself getting frustrated and stressed out because the whole internet now feels like a casino. You go into a casino and they have all this flashy carpet and there's no windows so you can't see outside, and there's no clock so you don't know what time it is, and everything's flashing and there's lights and there's noises and entertainment and free alcohol to get you started and all this stuff. All of these kind of gross feeling manipulative efforts to keep you gambling. This is what every social media platform feels like to me now. And I don't really know how to engage with it anymore. I love making videos. I love uh, the possibility of connecting with people and sharing my ideas and my perspective. But the game of trying to climb on top of each other to get in the top, SEO, search engine optimization nonsense, figuring out the right fonts, the right colors, the right titles to play with people's psychology to get them to click more. This shit feels really gross to me. It feels really gross to me. And I'm learning to trust that. I'm learning to trust that feeling I have that this isn't right. Something's not right here. And I think we've seen firsthand over the past 4 months how these technologies have made us more divisive, more aggressive, shorter tempers, right? Less attention span. We've all known this has been going on for a while, but it seems to be reaching some level of critical mass. And so just now I was about to make a video with my decent camera, and my batteries were dead. And I thought, man, do I want to make a video now? It's got to be a certain quality. Screw that, man. My phone is fine. My phone is fine. This phone camera is better than anything anyone had ever seen 15 years ago. It's great. It's great technology. I'll just upload this. It'll be fine. So I'm just going to try to put out more stuff and think less about it, and try to find other people on here who are feeling like I'm feeling, who are kind of tired of the casino, who are starting to feel the negative impacts of this, starting to see that perhaps these platforms are actually more addictive than we realized, and to realize that these things are impacting our health in very negative ways. Um, we have massive epidemics of anxiety and depression and trauma and all of these things happening. Like, we have to figure out how to be human again. We have to figure out what it means to be human again. And I don't have the answers, but there's a few things that I've figured out that I try to implement into my life more and more and more. First of all, come out here and interact with a tree, like just come out here and feel the bark and smell the air. and engage with 3D reality, because this is now the exception to our experience, right? 3D reality is now the exception to our experience because most of our time is spent in these cyber realities. So come outside, get some fresh air, hang out with a tree, right? Another thing that I'm trying to do more and more is just turn this shit off. It's an addiction. We are addicted to these things. I get up in the morning and the first thing I want to do is open up my phone. Not any reason. I don't actually really care what's in there. Any emails I got are not really something I'm excited about. It's not like I'm waiting to hear from someone. Any text messages could easily wait a few hours, but usually there's no text messages in the morning anyways, because I get up before most people I know. But I still check it. It's still the first thing I do every morning. It's like this dopamine thing. I just want to get the flashy casino lights first thing in the morning. And the one more thing I want to talk about with this technology, algorithm cults. I'm just going to call them algorithm cults. There's this thing happening where we are now living a time where there are greater levels of confirmation bias than any other time in human history. I don't think any other humans in the history of the world have dealt with a greater level of confirmation bias. And what confirmation bias is, it means that if you believe something is true, you'll continue to see evidence over and over again that that's true, convincing yourself further and further that that's what's true. And I know I'm not the only one dealing with this. I was talking to a friend about it yesterday. More and more, I keep hearing from people saying the same things. Like, look, man, I don't know what's real. I don't know what's real. Everything is this tunnel vision where opinion and fact are indistinguishable from one another. And no one seems to be as concerned about objective truth as they are about being right. It's like we're addicted to the feeling of believing that we're right. We can't even entertain the idea that we're wrong. We can't even entertain the idea that we don't know shit about what we're talking about. I mean, look at the coronavirus. Everyone's an expert on coronavirus. I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm just going to say it. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a virologist. I'm not a scientist. I don't know anything about it. I don't. But yet, I have experienced these moments where I will be on the internet and I'm like, I know what's up. And I'm going to find someone who's going to tell me that I already know what's up. It's shocking what this technology is doing to our psychology. So I just wanted to share some of that. You know, algorithm cults. Everyone's in their little bubble, their little fantasy of what's real, and it's all disconnected from reality. And it's like we now live in a world where people are capable of being in some sort of mob or mob mentality without ever being in the vicinity of another human being, because they can just connect to the group of angry people who are all convinced that they're right about the same thing at any moment, at any time. And they usually do, all day, every day, because it's a casino, and they're addicted to being right or feeling like they're right. And so we just keep going deeper and deeper into these algorithmic tunnels of understanding and perspective, to the point where no one can talk to each other anymore, and no one can orient themselves to any sort of objective truth. So once again, just come outside and make friends with a tree. This is objective truth. This is the objective truth that I can be confident of in this moment. This tree is objective truth. And sometimes you just got to come back to the basics, the real basics. This tree is objective truth, and I'm standing under it right here in this present moment, and that's something I know to be real. So if any of this made sense to you, if any of this resonated with you, I encourage you to go find something in the three-dimensional world that feels real, that you can know without a shadow of a doubt is real. the air in your lungs, or your heart beating, or the feeling of the bark of a tree, whatever it is. Put down the devices, put down the political conflicts, put down whatever tunnel perspective you found yourself lost in. And there's no shame in admitting that you're lost in one, because we are all lost in them now. We are all lost in these algorithm tunnels, and we've gotta get some humble admittance to these things and the impacts that they're having on our lives. That's all I've got to say. Hope this video was beneficial in some way. Thanks for watching.